Hey Cigar Stars family, let's talk about a general description between the differences of cigarettes and cigars. Well, first of all, they both come from the same plant, tobacco leaves. Now, the way you ingest or consume a cigarette and a cigar is different from each other, and also the processing procedures of a cigarette and cigars are also different. Now let's start with cigarettes. The tobacco in a cigarette is not really cured, is not fermented, and is generally made up of a lot of short filler tobacco. What I mean by short filler tobacco is that the tobacco leaves, once they leave the farm, they go straight into the cigarette processing plants. They get the tobacco gets put in these machines that shred the tobacco into these tiny little particles, which make a cigarette. And a cigarette is also machine made as opposed to the cigar, which is hand rolled. That's why they call it premium hand rolled cigar. Now, cigarettes also, that they have all the additives. At the cigarette processing plants, they add about 7,000 chemicals into these cigarettes, and about 70 of them, they say, cause cancer. When you consume a cigarette, you're inhaling or you're drawing from the cigarette, and the smoke is going into your lungs. Smoke settles in your lungs, and of course that's why a lot of people get lung cancers from cigarette smoking. Now, with a cigar, okay, a cigar, the tobacco leaf from seed to right here in my hand, it generally takes at least 3 to 5 years. Many companies like Davidoff, Camacho also is owned by Davidoff. This cigar easily took 5 years to get into my hand, from seed to right here, or to your shelves, brick and mortar stores. Also, a cigar is made of long filler leaves. It's not shredded leaves with like short filler leaves like a cigarette. It's a long leaf of a tobacco, and they break it and they make like an accordion. Not the short filler. It's like, it's good premium tobacco leaves. Tobacco leaves for cigars, they're cured for months and months, and about 3-4 months to cure, to take all the bad chemicals that tobacco leaf will have. So from green, it'll turn to brown. That's what they're aiming for. That's a process, that curing process. Then you have the fermentation process, which is another process that could take years. And then finally, when the tobacco hits the rolling floors, that's another process as well. And then transportation. And then finally to brick and mortar, finally to your hands. We're talking about years and years. So it's a curing, fermented, and aging process in cigars. And it's hand rolled. Also, they're pure. They don't have any additives in tobacco from a cigar as opposed to cigarettes. I'm not saying that smoking cigars is completely unharmful. No, I'll be lying to you. Absolutely, it has its risks, smoking cigars, but it pertains to the frequency of how many times you smoke a cigar weekly, daily, or that sort of thing. Now, when you consume a cigar, when we consume a cigar, we are tasting the smoke. That's the beauty of cigar smoking. You're tasting the smoke in your palate, and that's how you get all these different nuances and complexities and flavors, which you're not getting in a cigarette. I could imagine. I don't smoke cigarettes, so I wouldn't know, but I have a general idea, and so do you. The aromas that a cigarette and a cigar emit are night and day. Try to be around a cigarette smoker, and you're not gonna really like the aromas of a cigarette. Some people might not like the aromas of a cigar, and I understand that. However, it's night and day. If I had to make a choice, I'd rather cigar smoker be around me and than a cigarette, smoker. Like I think I'll enjoy more the aromas of a cigar. So those are the differences between cigarettes and cigars. You make your decision. Here, we're into cigars. Oh, and another thing, cigars are for everyone. Cut, light, and enjoy.